bless you. We're here at the CLAYTON Church of Christ in Alma, Texas. This is June the 28th, 2020. Morning message that we have before us. God determines how your faith will be tested. God determines how your faith will be tested. 2 Chronicles 32, 1 through 22 is our text that we have before us. See, the difference, saints, is you may think somebody else is coming up with a test like going circumventing God. You so understand, God allows the test. So that means he understands what's going to be brought. If you've been listening to him, you'll be fortified to defend yourself. You will gain the victory. The problem is you for your cause and me for my cause. We have to remember something very important about this text, 2 Chronicles. Hezekiah is under duress. See, when you and I read 2 Chronicles 32, it's so ancient history, it's past tense past. And you're going into the reading knowing God's going to give them the victory. Why are they worried? You're not at the scene, dear brethren. You're not the one that has been born among this people and have heard the stories. You're not there. It's very easy for you and I to judge. Looking in retrospect back, knowing not only is this time past, but Christ has come, resurrected, and the church is on the earth. They haven't seen any of that stuff. It's our hope. But you and I expect them to perform as if it's already there. Ask yourself, are you performing like that knowing it's already here and you're in it? See, that's hypocrisy. I tell myself that all the time, man, these people don't know what's going on. You got prophets coming up saying good for God, prophets coming up saying bad. You got stuff that they're saying is going to be written as our text to read. It hasn't even been said yet. You and I want Hezekiah to rise up and have faith in his God. Man, do you realize what's going on? That is a nation that has a track record. They have defeated anybody they put their hands on. There are so many nations that came up against Israel that were so powerful. The world still speaks about them today. And this isn't even the four kingdoms. This isn't even Nebuchadnezzar. That was a kingdom ruled by Og that everybody and his uncle was afraid of. And God used it as a reference to these people. Remember, I defeated Og. And they knew. They had the history record that was fresh in their mind. Man, Og would whoop you silly. He feared nobody. That may not even be a history record on Og. You're depending on people like us to tell you this is the history book. It's blasphemy to deny it. And surely, why would God not destroy your soul and mind for denying him? How can you challenge what book is right? You weren't there when any of them were written. Who do you know that's old enough to say what was written? See, this is what's wrong. So we want Hezekiah to, as Brother Carr read, with fervency, we want Hezekiah to be thinking like that. This guy, no man, this dude is talking crazy about God. He's not, Sennacherib is not afraid of God. He doesn't care if he exists. Pharaoh knew that was a God. He could see, man, because there's people talking, man, that God doing this. We can't do this, Pharaoh. You kill us now. You're not going to find a man on earth can do what they're doing because they're the kings of magicians. You have to understand, Pharaoh knows it's a God. He's just not scared of. One of the things you and I just have got to stop is listening to ignorant people who do not simply read the text. These people know there's a God. Sennacherib knows, I believe the nations I defeated, they had a God. I just whooped him. And I took his little statue and I ground it powder because he's got a God with a statue that he believes in. When he's defeated, he's going to pray to his God. See, don't think he doesn't believe that there are God. And one of the things I want you to get, brother, you got to get this, is you must understand there is a power behind the image of a God. Do you understand what denominationalism is doing? They're creating a power behind what they're telling you is God. It comes from human beings who are encouraged by Satan to create. Of course it's real. That's why you hear the Bible says, by the righteous, you are the God of gods. What do you think he's making that up? He said, I know it's God's. It's propagated by men. But you're the God of God. See, don't think that the saints are stupid. That's what the Lord is saying. There's a God that cannot hear. Why? Because he's saying, what you created, you can't hear everything, but I can. Your mind must be readjusted to get into this Bible and make people give the answer. And just shake their hand and say, friend, take care. You're wrong. It's that, well, I don't want to do anything with you. Bye. That's it. But for some reason, you and I are drawn to people that have something we don't. That's a problem, brother. It's got to change. But you didn't mean to make it heaven. That's got to change. See, that's called lust. I want their charismatic ability. I want their power. He talks to the president of the U.S. He knows Putin. He wants that. So whatever he says, I'm going to listen to somebody say that's not true. It is. See, because God said that's what's wrong with us. Men's admiration, we like that. Hezekiah is being challenged. His own people are being shaken. They are not looking at Sennacherib as the prophet. They're looking at him like, man, this is a bad guy. You don't live in a country, nor is there any in existence right now that perform like this guy. This guy went from nation. There was no UN to talk to. He would kill the UN and its leader. That's the type of... This guy has ultimate power against Israel, and there's no nation they can call on. Only one God. So, this is not a joke. This is real time. There are people that want to live. They want to have their children to get married. They want to buy oxen like you buy Cadillacs. They want a nice house. They want an apartment. They want a summer house, a beach house, summer fruit. They don't want to die. Do you want to die right now? We just came from a double funeral today. Would you like to be in the car? You want to live. And they want to live. They don't want to hear Hezekiah and his nonsense in their mind. I mean, you better bring it and come up with an idea to help us. We're in trouble. And Sennacherib knows there's something like that, so he starts talking to them directly. You don't determine how God will test you. He may test you through debt. Some people don't care about debt. Do you know undertakers are not scared of dead bodies? You realize that? They grab them as I'm grabbing this Bible. They wash their hair. They sew. They stitch. They know how to make the face look beautiful. They know how to dump guts out. They have the equipment. They have to be inspected. They know how to call trucks to pick up the remains. They're not going, who's a dead body? They're not like that. You bring in a shirt. I want him to wear this tie. Okay, thank you. I'll untie this one. He's not scared. He goes in at midnight. He falls asleep, wakes up at 2 in the morning, working a long day, stretches his back, walks by dead bodies. He doesn't go, woo. Everybody not scared of that. Some people are scared of losing their job. Some people are scared of losing their health, like some of us are afraid of death. Some are afraid of their spouse leaving them, or their children leaving them, or the parents splitting up in divorce. So God says, okay, I know what you're scared of, and this is going to be your test. My boyfriend or my girlfriend doesn't want me anymore because I talk about the Bible too much, so I'm going to tone it down. So he says, okay, that's what I'm going to test you at. Test you right there. And you're going to fail. And I'm not going to receive you. You don't determine the test. No one around you determines the test. Satan doesn't determine the test. God determines. That's why he has to ask. And if God says, no, we're not doing that one. Not now. First, don't touch Joe's body. Then next, don't touch Joe's body. I tell you what to do, Satan, because I'm still in control. Do you see how God is talking to Satan? He just tells him, don't touch him. Why are you so afraid, or I, of the devil, when he is afraid of God? But we're not afraid of God. Satan just comes in and says, you better shoot your arm up with this heroin now. You better get high and party with us. And we do it. Because it makes me feel good and my friends are watching. But we're not scared of God. We know he exists. We just don't like him like that. See, when you get real with yourself, that's when you'll be saved. When you look yourself in the mirror and say, I'm playing myself like a sucker. Amen. I know I'm not scared of God. That's why I do what I do. When you can tell yourself, but I'm going to stop that, that's when you'll be saved. You can guarantee you're going straight to heaven on that day. Listen, this is a separate nation here. Assyria is not Syria. This was always a troublesome nation. Always. And you and I have to accept that. This is no joke, brethren. This is a COVID to them. I can't stop this. I don't have the manpower, nor the weaponry, nor the intelligence to win this battle. I'm just coming up with ideas, and I'm hoping God going to be with me. And you can't sell this short as just another good old-fashioned, good old Bible. Tell me the story of the Bible. This is real people, man. They have illnesses. Certain soldiers are getting ready and they're wounded, trying to fight. This is real time. Just like your life is real. Put your mind in this category. We are defeated before we got started. Already lost. Unless the invisible God, who none of us have ever seen, should rescue. This is dire straits. And when we read the Bible, we need to focus like that. This is not read and go to Lubis. This is read, understand, how am I in this? The emphasis on that will make the story a cakewalk. So he took counsel. So we're going to go through the verses we need to pull out, because you've heard the story, so you got understanding, as our brother read. 32, 2 Chronicles, verse 2. And when Hezekiah saw that Sennacherib was come, and that he was supposed to fight against Jerusalem, he took counsel with his prince and his mighty men to stop the waters, the fountain which were without the city, and they did help. Okay, good plan. Still need God. Good plan. Still need God. So there was gathered much people together, who stopped all the fountains and took and the brook, and they ran through the midst of the land, saying, why should the kings of Assyria come and find much water? Also he strengthened himself and built up the wall that was broken, and raised it up to the towers, and another wall without, and repaired mightily on the city of David, and made darts and shields and bond. Why? Because the word has been sent. This is what the Jesus of heaven is talking about. Get an ambulance charge, you think you're going to get whooped. So they're getting prepared. Okay, no, we're not going to get whooped, so they're getting prepared. So it's like we're coming for you. Well, we got several days to get prepared. We're going to build this wall. We've got to get people together. Well, he just can't catch a jet there and whoop him. So they know he's got to travel. They know how far. They have understanding. They have tactical maneuvers in the mind. Okay, he's coming. It isn't just rolling the dice and guessing on it. He said, captain of the wall of people, verse 6, gathered them together in the street and the gate in the city, and spake comfortably to them. See, he spoke to them comfortably, letting them know, man, we're going to do it. Be strong and courageous. Be not afraid nor dismayed. But the king of Assyria, nor for all the multitude that's with him, for there'll be more with us than with him. Now, this is a statement also used by another great prophet to tell his servant, relax. Do you know this means nothing to me if I don't believe that? I don't see nobody but us, and we are outnumbered. More with us. But don't you know, while I'm hearing that, I'm thinking about, yeah, but you know, I asked the Lord, your grandma died. Hey, grandma died, man. He gonna let us get killed. See, that's in that guy's mind. You gotta understand, this is a real, I can't fight this battle by myself. This is one guy, Hezekiah. You are like that sometimes. And if you don't adjust, you lose and everybody else win. Oh yeah, God gonna save the church, but maybe not you and me. That's the difference. You have to be saved. That's a lot of talk, always left and right talk. All kind of, man, like Solomon said, man, it's just weirdness to read and hear all this stuff. Can't even get to all of it sometimes. But you have got to accept the fact of God is still going to do what he's going to do no matter how many stories you've heard. He's going to do what he's going to do. So, we got trouble now. With him is an arm of flesh. That's Sennacherib. But with us is the Lord our God to help us and to fight our battles. And the people rest themselves upon the words of Hezekiah, king of Judah. After this did Sennacherib, king of Assyria, send his servants to Jerusalem, but he himself laid siege against Lachish, and all his power with him, until Hezekiah, king of Judah, and unto all that were at Jerusalem. Now look, you understand, you've heard this city, Lachish, or Lachish, however it's pronounced, dealt with Saul. This is some property they take. They whooping people here. It doesn't matter of time over here in Jerusalem. We whooping folks here. I'm whooping y'all so bad, I got to stay here and keep whooping. I'll send somebody to tell you, I'm coming to whoop you next. How's like a guy be coming for you and he whooping you, seeing people's bodies fall, whoop, and a guy come run and say, he coming for you next. And you got an invisible God supposed to help. An invisible God. But you seeing people visibly getting stomped. Don't play yourself. Don't act like it's not happening. See, because Satan will have you so scared, it will be hard to catch you. It's real. You can believe. Let me tell you something. People are dying from COVID-19. I'm telling you not. Now, you can listen to all these reports about conspiracy. I'm telling you not. I'm telling you not. If you know anybody live in certain places, listen, saints don't lie on facts about life and death. We know people that have people who are nurses. They are watching dead bodies floating all around in New York. Don't let nobody lie to you. I talk to people all the time. Maybe you do too. I say, yeah, my daughter work up there, man. Oh, it's getting the children out. They don't let nobody fool you, man. This thing real. You better wake up. God is letting you know. Sennacherib is killing folks. Don't act like it's not real. Because see, then God can't save you. Because now you're acting like, oh, it's certain people it's not going to bother, and certain people it is. That's true too. But with God, he determined, okay, I'm not going to let it bother you. Now, if you don't believe, get ready to check out. I'm telling you now, you can hide in your house till Christ comes back. Get ready to leave. Because he's coming for you because you don't believe. Now, you can take that to the bank. Be careful. See, the worst thing you can do is play yourself. Faith says, I see disaster, but God will rescue me. Amen. It's not about, no, if my body has European blood. Man, sit down. It's about God will rescue me. Now, how he chooses, that's fine. European blood, whatever. Okay, great. But the point is, he's going to rescue me. Your brethren cannot even help you. They are so weak. Some of us, if we weren't stronger, when the churches do open up, we'd go back to where we came from, denomination. They are so weak and disappointing. And I'm looking at text like, why are we going to read this book if we're going to act like this? Why? I don't want to hear nothing about no faith, invisible God, nothing else. If I got to look at you, scared as you are. That's why the Lord said in the battle, first people to let go, Joshua, scary folk. Gideon, scary folk. Moses, scary. Every leader, get the scary folk out first because they're going to get everybody hurt. You see him running, you throw down your weapon and run. That's what people do. Whenever you ever gone somewhere, you see people running, what do? You say, what's about run? You ask questions later and start running. That's what scary folk didn't make you run. Now, I've been scared before too. I'm not going to sit up here like I'm super saint. But I learned after a while, getting scared is an embarrassment. The victory was gained. Next time, I'm not going to be scared. You the only one who ran. They said, we won. Ozan, you come, where you been? I was high behind the rocks. See, next time, be in the victory. Don't run. Verse 9, he says, look at verse 10. Thus saith Sennacherib, king of Assyria, when do you trust that you abide in the siege in Jerusalem? See, now he's doing a demotivational speech. He's going to take their minds from Hezekiah and from God. That's his attempt. Does not Hezekiah persuade you? Now look what he's going to do in verse 11. Does not Hezekiah persuade you to give yourselves to die by famine and thirst, saying, the Lord our God shall deliver us out of the hand of the king of Assyria? Now look at verse 12. Now he's going, you know what he's going to do? He's a genius. He's going to take a story of righteousness where Hezekiah has gather the saints together to serve God properly. And he's going to use that against him. He's going to say, Hezekiah, literally what he's saying, Hezekiah turning y'all against your own brethren. Did y'all hear what I just said? That's what this statement is about. And I'm going to prove it to you. He's telling him Hezekiah has divided the nation. Watch how he's going to say it. He said, had not the same Hezekiah taken away high places? See, the high places, like y'all brethren in the 10 tribes. This boy know about the 10 tribes. See, he messing up everything for y'all Hezekiah. He split. Just what are they saying? What are they saying? Your brethren, y'all don't love the saints. Y'all got the saints' life at risk. So if a denominational guy was to come against us and say it's not just one church, he would say, your own brethren in battle. Your own brethren talking about each other, saying that they should come to church. They're putting your own people at risk. Even one of y'all own congregations has disputed y'all own congregation. That's what this is about. See, they were going to be tested in that area. I didn't know he was going to bring up that story. You know he right. He right. Hezekiah did do that. Took down our high places. Our private places of worship. That's what this is about. Verse 12. And commanded Judah and Jerusalem, saying, you shall worship before one altar and burn incense. See how he said, don't burn incense on other altars. Don't go to that altar and dance. Leave that foolishness alone. Stay away from Samaria. Leave that alone. This is the king of Judah. And he has been telling them, we're going to worship one way. One church. One altar. One Passover. This is the guy who unlocked the church. That's why this story is so unique. When his crooked daddy Ahaz had stopped people from going to church. Do you know for several years children grew up, and when they would hear people talking about, yeah, remember how we used to eat at the Passover? They go, what's the Passover? We don't do that no more. Do you think it's really a big deal that saints not going to church, brethren? We're going to be through with this message here. This is too easy. You really think it's a big deal, brethren not going? This is not the first time your brethren have done that. Not the first time. Like, it's a big deal to God, but I mean, as far as you saying, like, saints have always been crooked. The majority. It's only the minority that have been. See, you thought they were all right because they're pretty basically the same message, the same way. One God. Okay, yeah, but there's a lot more stuff other than talking about just one God. So for years, nobody cut animals. There are no synagogues, because that hasn't happened. Nobody's cutting animals. Nobody's talking about priesthood. Nobody's pouring out drink. Church is closed 3 times a year. That's out the window. All the saints' money still in their pockets. Can you imagine that? No giving. Oh, God help the poor Levites and a Levite priest. Well, guess whose fault it is? You don't deserve to eat priest or your wife, because you won't go and stand up like they did to Uzziah and say, unlock the door, Ahaz. Unlock the door. Oh, get your army ready. We're fixing to fight. See, you're looking for God. You know what you and I are looking for in a story like this? You and I are looking for God to have one of his famous writings. And the Lord stirred up the spirit of such and such. And he wrote, see, don't you know they're being tested at the time before Hezekiah takes over? God hated that group. He despised them. And then he raised up Hezekiah. When you go back and you look and see what's going on, Ahaz is a foolish looking king. He is so ignorant. His decisions are so stupid. Making altars because he saw from another, just a buffoon spiritually. And you ask yourself, he makes an altar instruction on creation up on a document and sends to a priest, and he makes a new altar based on denominationalism. Believe that? How come he say, man, we're not making this, and when you get back, you're going to really find out what's going on. While the great priest to rise up against Uzziah to say, man, you're not going to even light the incense. Where were they at? That's a generation that done with God. Man, I'm trying to make money. I got family to feed. You going to feed my children? That's how people talk. I got oxen to look at. I got time to go to no church. If they unlock the doors anyway, if they has unlocked, I'm still not going, man. I got 3 more sets of oxen. See, we don't see. It's like we think this is like a fairy tale. It's just kind of like Jack and Jill went up the hill. This is real. This is the one book you can look at and say it's real. The other books you read, it's up for grabs. Whatever you hear, bruh, whatever you see online, just be real with yourself. Who wrote it? A guy? A woman? It's up for question mark. I don't care how much you believe in it. It's all a question mark except this book. This is the only book that you can guarantee, as it said, the thing happened. You got to accept that, brother. Don't invest your time in foolishness and lose your soul. I mean what I say. That's a warning you, because I'm not going to do it. This is real, brethren. This story is magnificent. Because this is the king that stood up and said, I'm not going to be like my father. I'm not going to be like my father. See, if your walk with Christ is simply because you repeat what brother so-and-so say, sister so-and-so, mom, I love people when they say, I've been to church, oh baby, you got to tell me, I've been to church for 46 years. You'll be one of the first ones to lose your soul. You know why? Because you may not be able to unlearn that 46 years of nonsense that's mixed in there. And you get mad at this generation, but tell you, that should have never been taught. That's why the law says, in this genealogy, don't mess with that. I don't even want to discuss that with you. You know what the hardest thing for us to do is this, brother. The hardest thing for you and me to do is to unlearn that which you already knew. You know what's hard for a guy who's used to shooting in the country is when he go to the military and they tell him, don't hold a gun like that, son. And then they hit him when he hold it wrong again. Yeah, they walk by and hit you. Don't let them fool you. I told you don't hold it like that. You don't get us killed like that, boy. I don't care what your daddy said. I'll whoop you and your dad. They'll talk about your mama. They'll tell you, you're not going to get no bullet in me. Acting no fool. All you brothers been in the military, brother John. You know, I don't play with you. Hold your hand here. Hold your breath when you shoot. Because if you don't hit the target right, you're not going to be involved with us no more. I don't care about how many squirrels you shot. I want you to shoot it the way I told you. It's a different weapon. It's not your uncle's shotgun. It's a different weapon. That's what's wrong. We cannot unlearn that which we knew. And then we get angry and we want God to change his mind. He's not. He's not, brethren. You have to let go of what you thought was right. I'm begging you. You are so wrong, and so am I, on what the traditions of your father say. Even if they were gospel preachers, it's irrelevant. What does the Lord say? This guy's under duress. He is going to be judged on how did he lead them. See, that's two problems. In addition to keeping his private life right. And so we look here. Sennacherib is challenging. He said, y'all got battles in your own camp. How y'all going to whoop me? Y'all can't even agree on how to worship your God right. Verse 13. Know ye not what I, my father, have done unto all the people of other lands? Were the gods of the nation of those lands anyways able to deliver them out of my hands? How did they deliver their land out of my hands? Now that's a report. Who was there among all the gods of these nations that my fathers utterly destroyed? See, he's not denying that those gods don't exist. He's not denying that God doesn't. He said, your God can't whoop me. I whoop gods all day long. I'm a destroyer of God. I'm a war God. You know, Israel had so many wars that they had a book of wars. We read about that in the study, in the Bible. They had a book, they had a chronological order of wars. Man, this is, you've got a lot of battles in your life. Battles with relatives, battles with loved ones, battles with your immediate family, battles with saints, battles with co-workers. You got a book of wars about your wars, and you must win them in order for you to make it to heaven. How can you be delivered, he said. Verse 15. Now therefore let not Hezekiah deceive you, nor persuade you on this matter, neither yet believe him. For no God of any nation or other kingdom was able to deliver his people out of my hand and out of the hand of my father. How much less shall your God deliver you out of my hand? You see, he's saying, now y'all know my track record, y'all know my history, y'all read the Washington Post, y'all know how I whoop folks. I whoop folks on a regular. Name me one nation and their God that whoop me. Silence. Pin drop. This is devastating. And his servant spake yet more against the Lord and against his servant Hezekiah. He wrote also letters to rail them the Lord God of Israel. He wrote letters. See, that's a long time because he knows I'm coming. See, you hear about this war and it's coming. They whooping nations. They whooping your nation in a certain section. And he's saying, I got time to write a letter. Now it's got to be delivered. And to speak against him, saying, as the gods of nations of other lands have not delivered their people out of my hand, so shall not the God of Hezekiah deliver his people out of my hand. Do you understand something? I want to share something with you. Do you understand that when a person is coming for you, God gives him a lateral freedom to come up with some things that he want to do, and you might can't handle everything? See, a disease is different. A disease is it comes, it kills, or it doesn't. You got a person. This is a nation that they all hate you. And they got more people than you, more money, and they're stronger. And they have a history of whooping everybody. Israel has a history of losing. Because they're so wishy-washy in faith. This is an impossible victory, brother. There is no way you should believe this. Unless you have faith in God. Then they cried a loud voice, verse 18, in speech of the Jew. Now look what he does. Look what he does. He has an interpreter that can speak your language. He's not telling you say you speak 2 languages. See, your native tongue is always easy to remember. See, that's what you was born with. That's what you taught when you were little. But you got 2 languages, you know. But he talking to you in your language. You're like, oh man, he speaks my language perfectly, letting you know I'm going to whoop you and your God. And they cried a loud voice, and the Jews speak unto the people of Jerusalem that were on the wall to frighten them and to trouble them, that they might take the city. Look at verse 19. This is a critical verse. And they spake against the God of Jerusalem, as against the gods of the earth, the people of the earth, which were the work of men. So he talked to them just like he put God in those other gods categories. And for this cause Hezekiah the king and the prophet Isaiah, look at Isaiah now, the son of Amos, the great Isaiah with the dirty mouth that was too unclean to teach, and God cleaned it. And then God said, who gonna go for us? And as God said, Isaiah said, I will. He's there. Isn't that so amazing? What a beautiful, this is like superhero day. Look at this. Prayed and cried to heaven. God, Isaiah prayed to man, Lord, we need your help. And the Lord sent an angel which cut off all the mighty men of valor and leaves the captains in the camp. King of Syria, so he returned with shame of his face to his own land, and when he was coming to the house of his God, that they came forth of his own bowels and slew him. Now, so his 2 sons killed him. He went to his church. They went to his church to pray. Thus the Lord saved Hezekiah and the hand of Jerusalem from the hand of Sennacherib, the king of Assyria, from the hand of all other, and guided them on every side. Now watch this, y'all. That's not his only test. Here comes another test. See, this is what we're saying. We're going to wrap this up. Listen, brethren. You cannot tell God how to test you. You would think, oh man, this is it here. What else could come? Oh, it's something coming. Something coming. Your wife cussed you out, so you beat her. Her eyes hanging out now. You in jail. You ask your job to help you. Your job say, son, we can't keep the job no more. The crime that you committed is really what we're going to terminate you for anyway. But you don't understand. She comes out of attention. She intentionally, son, we got to go by. Click. You're in jail. You're 1 call. Click. That's it. You know. You want to use another phone, but Bubba say if you sleep with him, he'll let you use his. Are y'all with me? Y'all hear me? See, you're being tested. You just couldn't put your hands in your pocket and walk away, could you? Your husband went to your account, took all your money out, so you threw grits on his back, but you didn't realize that's not considered a crime of passion. You told him, so I boil the grits and I make sure I make noise. They put you in cuffs, now you in jail. They take women to jail too. So you didn't think, see, you didn't realize, I'll go to church every Sunday, why this happened? Because you don't know how to leave the grits for eating and not pouring on your husband's back. See, you don't think that, I know you don't think it happens. I know you think, because a lot of times saints don't like to talk about stuff that they really got into. So as far as you know, that doesn't happen. Oh yeah, it happens all the time. See, the problem is that other test got me. This other test is going to get Hezekiah. Great king, great man. But you cannot go around failing tests, because a test you fail could cause the next generation to suffer. Somebody failed the test. And your brethren are running scared like children now. Something happened to the brethren, and now these brethren are not fortified. Let's see. Let's pick a few thoughts. Maybe wearing a title of doctor that we never used to wear, and then we create some new ones. Preacher emeritus. How about that? You think that got something to do with why the doors are locked? I do. Matthew 23 says I'm right. First lady, give my wife a post too in the church. You think that got something to do? I don't want no elders that's going to be challenging me. So that does not have no elders at all. No deacons either. That set the whole thing down. I'm going to preach hard. The Bible says, preaching hard, no leadership, babies dying all around you, metaphorically in the church. You think that got a reason why you lock the church? Is that a reason why you open the church to let people come and bring you money in crowds, but not to come and worship? You think, I know it's got something to do with it. I know. Well, let's see what happens. Verse 24. In those days Hezekiah was sick to death and prayed unto the Lord, and he spake unto him, and he gave him a sign. But Hezekiah rendered not again according to the benefit done unto him. Ouch! Ouch! This is the great king. We use a story about when people are dying and sick. What do we say? Pray like Hezekiah. God loves this guy. He loves him some Hezekiah. And all he does is ask before the prophet can get out the man's yard and his palace good. Because they turn around and go back, he man, what? They don't know nothing about fig leaves. You put them on there, it still wouldn't heal unless God say. So he has faith in the medicine. Are you going to lay hands? No. Put fig leaves. Okay. And he's well. And then this happens. And there's something. You got people who have gotten in accidents, gospel preachers, and lost their ability to walk. And God saved them and their wife. Like Don Blackwell. Y'all gonna call him out, brethren? Because he's killing my brethren. Would you call somebody out if they had slaughtered several families in Humble and you knew in person? Would you hide him in your house, or would you call the police on him? And he's not repaying God back with love and honor. He said, it's going to lock the church and worship at home. It's all on the internet. It's famous. Lock the church and worship at home. God understand. But we got pictures of you walking and now you can't, and you should have been dead, you and your wife, and now you're alive. And this is how you pay. See, now, if God didn't say he had a problem with Hezekiah, see, in your mind, couple of minutes. In your mind, when you read the story, all Hezekiah has done is that the Babylonians come and praise the God of heaven for the things that he has given Hezekiah. That's what you do in your house all the time. Keith and them got a house, brother. Give some people get houses, and we go and we celebrate, bring gifts, and eat and enjoy life with them and have happiness. So should we go, he's like Hezekiah? No. That's how you see it. But God was saying, why didn't you talk to Isaiah and say, hey, I got a letter from the Babylonians. They want to come and see what we got. Hezekiah said, don't do it. You took the other letter and prayed. When you were finna get yourself whooped, you took that letter and laid it out. Lord, do you see what they're going to do? Well, why you take the letter as a cat to Isaiah and say, hey, they won't come and see me because that was glory. They won't come see my stuff. After all, I'm the king of Judah. They want to see the Lord, all the stuff the Lord has. Isaiah going to tell, man, you are foolish. You have blown it. Because they're going to come back years later. They're going to be talking, man, I saw. They're going to be talking about it for years. Then one king going to say, let's go take it. And they are. See, God knew they were going to do this. They gave them an incentive to come and whoop Israel like bad children. Kill their families. They would take babies by the leg. You ever seen a baby before? You've had one? And swing his little body against a rock and bust it till the legs fall. See, I don't know if you see, that's what's wrong with us. Don't study the Bible. Don't read. I'm calling including us, me too. Don't read the real life. You haven't seen death like these guys killed. You don't see, man, people don't know how to do that. You see some people shot with bullets. My goodness, man, that's bad too. You see people cut up, run over with machine, but you're talking about grabbing babies and slam. Well, watch, and then not kill her, not kill her baby, because she got a one in the stomach. Look at his stomach sticking out, boy, cut her. You don't even know what he's saying. You look over there, you don't know what they're saying. He can't understand their language. God told me he's not going to be able to speak his language. He don't respect old folks. The whiter the hair, the grayer, the more the sword going to the head. Watch this. Walk. Look, you see how he fell? Riding on horses. You believe that? And what did God do? Look at it and say, yeah, that's the one I wanted to die to. Yeah, get him to. Get her too. And get the baby. He going to grow up and be a false teacher anyway. Get him. See, you don't know that. So all to us, it looks like somebody just came and visited Hezekiah from another nation. Nation do it all the time and show stuff. But that was an error. And he failed that test. Who would have thought that? Like some folks say. Who would have thought it? Who would have thought that? Okay, let's read. He says, he did not repay that which was done unto him, for his heart was lifted up. All right. That is, underscore that. For his heart was lifted up. Verse 25. Therefore thou was wrath upon him and upon Jerusalem. Why is that wrath on? Because God don't like lifted up hearts. I have 67 sons in the gospel. I write books, I do this, I do that. Your heart lifted up. So you, the church that you work with, the members, God is mad at everybody. I want to introduce you, my first lady, and she stands up when she goes speak. The first lady of the Church of Christ, and so, just keep on running, keep on going. Nothing gonna happen. Nothing even happens to Hezekiah. This is like, it's odd. The people just come in, look at the nice stuff, gifts and exchange, diplomacy. But God said, man, you just run the next generation for several days. They're gonna come and whoop you. But see, God already knows this is happening. God already knows what's going on in your life. Different things in your life. He's already moving the people. He already knows. And at some point, if you're not right, He's going to get you right here. Over something simple because you wasn't looking for it. And me too. Notwithstanding, Hezekiah humbled himself for the pride of his heart, both he and the inhabitants of Jerusalem, so that the wrath of the Lord came not upon him in the days of Hezekiah. Look at that. So once Hezekiah, brethren, you got to get this. I'm begging you. He humbles himself and God gives him mercy. But the anger, listen, children of God that belong to the Father, his anger hits the next generation. Why? Because they're crooked too. That's what's wrong with looking at what's going on. Been telling Brother Javier, man, quit wearing these titles, quit doing it. And when the challenge came, they locked the church and ran like cowards. And they're still in hiding like Saul behind the stuff. God can forgive them if they humble themselves and acknowledge they're wrong. But the generation coming up that's going to try to do some other thing, He going to thrash it. That's what I've been telling you. I might not be able to sit up on me, but I don't know what it's going to hit. You can take it to the bank. It's come. This was simply a visit of showing the glory of the Lord and my glory too. And Allah said, okay, when you humble yourself, I'm going to cut you so it doesn't look like they're poor. They may live healthy, like they may grow so old. So, oh my goodness, they're almost 100 like Abraham and them. But the next group, I say, who are you a prophet? Not a prophet. This is just a fact. If you humble yourself, you'll be forgiven. Somebody going to pay for these doors. Listen, brethren, somebody going to pay for these doors being locked. I'm going to tell you that. I'm going to leave it right there. Some of y'all young enough, you may be alive to see it. When you start seeing it, fall on your face and pray that it don't come to you. Verse 27, Hezekiah had exceeding much riches and honor, and he made himself treasury for silver, and for gold, for precious stones, for spices, for shields, for all manner of pleasant jewels. He had a lot of stuff. Things were elevated. He prospered. Look at verse 31. Howbeit, in the business of the ambassadors of the princess of Babylon. Do you know how old this is? This is way before. This is before the kingdom becomes the gold image that Nebuchadnezzar is shown later. It's a fledgling. It's not able to whoop everybody yet. This is going to be the gold again. And the seeds were planted because his heart was lifted up. Did y'all see this? Howbeit is a beautiful word. It's just like nevertheless. As life just keep rolling, God did not forget the incident with the prince of Babylon, who sent unto him to inquire of the wonder. That's what they said. That was done in the land. God left him. Did y'all? Man, this is a powerful. Because Ozan overemphasized, no. God left him. God left him to try him, that he might know all that was in his heart. I thought God, I said, look, preachers can be killers, they're like murderers. Baby, God just don't leave you because you sin. You better watch your mouth. You don't know what God's doing. You know the capacity of the sin. That's like, what did he do wrong? I got a letter, they came. But the heart was, I want them to see what I got. And God let them. And you do it, I'm going to come back and tell you why I'm mad. I'm going to thrash you. You humble yourself. But God said, yeah, but somebody's going to pay for this crime. So you humble yourself. So what does the next generation do? Their heart is lifted up. And guess what they don't do? They don't humble themselves. And that's who gets thrashed. God's saying, I'm going to pay. When you, God is saying, you disrespect me, somebody's going to pay. Either your children, somebody. That's why when you look at other saints and you say, he did that, but God spared him, and he did, and he was destroyed. Because he's saying he humbled himself. When you came, you didn't humble yourself. So I made it fall on Rehoboam, not you, Solomon. That's what I said. It isn't because that person sinned. That's what the law said. I don't punish you for this sin. Your sin is equivalent to his, and I'm going to thrash you because you won't act right. Rehoboam never humbled himself. And then God punished Jeroboam because he attacked him when he was tender. When the other nations attacked him, he was tender. He was weak, crooked little youngster. That's what a weak, crooked little youngster. But God said, okay, I'm going to go punish you now because you shouldn't attack him when he's weak. She'll wait till he lifts him up. You're going to fight. So you go kick a guy when he's down. So he says, nah. See, that's how God does, brethren. And you don't tell him how to test you. You don't get to tell him that. So what should you and I do? What is the answer, Stephen Ozan? The answer is to fear God and keep his commandment. That's the answer. That's the answer, brethren. Quit listening to people like me trying to talk around the Bible. Just take what's said. And just tell them, friend, it's nothing personal against you. As far as you and a human being, it's against you personally because you're against Christ person. So I'm personally against you because you're against Christ. I'm not going to be able to deal with you anymore. You're trying to convince me it's wasting your time. Shake their hand and leave. And you go. And it's it. Because you're going to get caught up in that battle. Keep giving that dog and hog those pearls. And then he's going to bite you. And when you leave, there's a plug missing out your calf. That plug will be missing out the back of your calf forever till you die. People will look at you when you're in the hospital. What happened to this day? Oh, he got bit by a hog when he was 12. You know that meat don't grow back, right? That's what the Lord is saying. You're going to lose something that I gave you, and I'm not giving it back. Don't stay there. Understand, I'm done. Brethren, you can sleep good at night when you trust God in your mind. You play with God, doing things he told you not to. Disobedient. Coming to church when you won't. When I feel like it. I'm just not feeling up for worship today. When you have a simple test, like Hezekiah, you would think all those little men, how could you just, why didn't he just go say, hey Isaiah, you know, you heard of Babylon? Yeah, they won't come and visit us. Well, I'm not telling him. I'm the king. I'm feeling myself now. Pride lifting up. Look at how good we blessed. They just coming to see something. And God has left you. You don't even know he left you. And when they come, they're coming with the wrong heart to spy. And years later, they come and get you. Why? Because the next generation will act a fool with God. And that's what he's going to drop the hammer on. You don't have to worry about what's going to happen now because of this mistake of choosing Satan over God with this generation coming. May the Lord be with them. Because God is a God. You know what God say? I am a payback God. I'm the king of vengeance. I know how to get you. I never forget. He said, I pay the last generation every penny I owe. That's what the Lord said. You will not be released. They pay the last penny. So you think the suffering is over? One lady tweeted something. Hello! It is enough, Lord. Girl, shut your mouth. You don't tell God. Job found out, put his hand on his mouth. God kept talking. You put your hand in your mouth, your ears, your eyes, and your nose. And God going to keep talking until he gets the last. Okay, oh, hold on. One more penny. Now you're paid in full. That's how it is. Why? Because he's too good to us. We don't even deserve him on our best performance. And therefore, you have to just tell each other and me and everybody, I love you, Ozan. But what you're saying not in the Bible, baby, I got to let it go. And walk away. Because God has already left. If you're here not a member of the church, you can be saved. The test is coming for you. It is got your name on it. And Satan is anxious to bring it. He brought those ambassadors like angels of light. Oh, look at the artifact. Is this real gold? And write that down, Billy. Is this real gold? And they're going to go back, man. Billy wrote it down. It's real gold. We're going to go back and get this stuff. And God said, you shouldn't have never did that. When you read the book of Kings, it says, you've done a foolish thing. Why did you do that? Why didn't you check with me? Because I was feeling myself. I've arrived. That's what's wrong with us. When we arrive, we crash. He came to the party, but he ran into the wall and he crashed. Isn't that amazing? Listen, God loves you. He wants to save you. But he will not change his heart for you and me. He will not. What I need to do, accept Jesus died, was buried the same day he rose again. Third day, forgive me, he rose again. 1 Corinthians 15, 1-4. The Lord says it's very simple. He that believes and is baptized shall be saved. He that believes not shall be damned. Mark 16, 16. You don't even have to argue. Just say it. Say it with faith. I says, well, what do I do? Acts 2:36. Jesus is Lord in Christ. Verse 37. Men and brethren, what shall we do? Now ask Peter and the rest of the apostles. Verse 38. Repent and be baptized, every one of you, in the name of Jesus Christ, for the remission of sins. You shall see to get the Holy Ghost. What is there to argue about? Nothing. For the promise is unto you and to your children and all in our fall, even as many as the Lord God shall call. And with many other words did he testify and encourage them, saying, save yourselves, which mean you're lost. From this untoward, the generation is crooked, untoward generation. Then they that God received his word are baptized the same day. 3,000 souls added unto them. And they continued steadfast in the apostles' doctrine, breaking the bread and in prayers, and the Lord added to the church daily so shall be saved. The fellowship is critical. 1 John chapter 1. Walk in the light as Christ is in the light. That's so simple. Walk in the light as Christ is in the light. We tell children all the time, baby, when you see sin, go the other way. And then we run into it and hug it and love it and marry it and give it children. Right in the sin. Isn't that something? Tell them, whoop children. Our children, I pray for children a lot. Children get whooping for stuff they didn't even do. They ain't even explain. Little mouth can't say it. Little tears. He whoop. And then later we try to apologize. Oh yeah, but the Lord, you got to fix that. We got to work with that. Because God says, I don't make those kind of mistakes. When I punish you, it's for the right reason and for your benefit. You have to understand that. It's always a big discussion. Does baptism save? Such a ridiculous conversation. It's like saying, does Jesus save? Do we save ourselves? It's ridiculous. In Acts chapter 8, the scriptures are clear in 2:47 of Acts. The Lord answered the church daily, such should be saved. Philip knows that. The eunuch doesn't know how to be saved. Going to church, just going to church doesn't make you saved. He reads him Isaiah. And then when they see the water, the eunuch is so taught, he knows some of it. Here's water, but then him to be baptized. Philip, I said, tell him, okay? If you believe with all your heart, you may believe what? He's already been taught. He says, I believe Jesus Christ is the Son of God. Stop the charity, baptize, and rejoicing begins. Paul says it has to be that way. 1 Corinthians 12:13, for by one Spirit, that's the Holy Ghost, are we all baptized into one body, that's the church, Colossians 1:18, and have all been made to drink in the one Spirit. Who would it include? Jew or Gentile, pawn or free, slave or free man. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It saves. Here's another one, 1 Peter 3:21. The like figure wines of even baptism also now save us. Not the putting away the filth of flesh, but the answer of a good conscience to our God by the resurrection of Jesus Christ who's gone into heaven. Verse 22, angels, authorities, and powers being made subject unto him. Someone will tell you, if baptism saved, about thief on the cross. Now you have to ask them, friend, is that a question? Or are you challenging truth? Just ask. I'm just saying, another one. Another one-way ticket there. I'm just saying. Okay, well, let's answer your just saying. The thief on the cross will not be discussing baptism because Christ has not yet introduced that as the way of salvation. The message will be preached after he resurrects 50 days later. Now he's supposed to go, okay, then I'm ready. If he doesn't, that was not a question. It was challenging the doctrine of Christ. And whatever happens after that, that's it. But sometimes we want that person to be saved so bad, we will give up our salvation. I've seen it, brethren. I've seen it. I remember it challenged me. My family was resisting baptism, and it challenged me. My mom and them. And it made me wonder, my brother's a Baptist preacher. Man, he's going to have 2 different churches. I mean, what do I do? I made a decision. I don't love them more than Jesus. I had some good parents. I'm not up here to preach of their glory. I'm just saying, our parents never did nothing. My mother and father never did anything to me that one would even question is right. Never abused. But I don't love them like that. Christ, he made them and me. So I made a decision. I cannot support you in what you believe. They finally got baptized. That was it. As far as that, I was done with the subject. Do you think that way? I wasn't going to give up my salvation to make them feel good about their lost situation. You got to decide. You have to ask yourself. Sometimes you have to look in the mirror of the Bible and just look and say, I really don't like God or Jesus. You have to be real with yourself. Or look in there and say, I love you more than anyone on the earth, including me, yourself. That's what it's about, brethren. Brethren, your soul is so important. As much as I would love for us to walk together on the earth, you may have to look me in my face one day and say, you are teaching false doctrine and the kind that puts souls in hell. And I cannot work with you, my brother, anymore. And walk and run. So I see nothing but the back of your shoes. Because that's how important your soul. I'm saying it while my mind is still working now. That's how important it is. Because I'm going to definitely do that to you. I suggest you do the same to me and anyone else. Jesus said the devil should cast some into prison, Revelation 2:10. He says he'll give you 10 days of testing. That's what the message is about, testing. Christ says, be faithful till you die, and you receive everlasting life. You always got some brother want to come up and explain that. That's why he locked the doors on you. It just can't let God be God. It's a shared dual leadership. God, Jesus, the Holy Ghost, and me. That's what he's telling you. It's always adjusting statements. Sometimes you have to just tell a brother, like Brother Covenant told Brother Paul John, just do what the Bible say, brother. Just do what the Bible say. And walk off. Go to church somewhere. That's what you got to do. Why? Because your soul is more valuable than anything God has made. Your soul. You need to be baptized now. Stay standing or sit down. Call the number on the triangle. Many of you in other lands, you're constantly hearing message, dragging your legs. You're going to die in that land lost. It's time to get baptized. You have to leave the precious gold-colored churches and go to the church. Yeah, maybe some little grass hut. Go to church and be saved. That's what you have to do. And that's what we have to do. You can be baptized now. If you're here and you're a member of the church, and you are shaky, tell the truth on you. You need strength, you better ask for it. Let me tell you something. God will not bring you strength if you don't ask for it. He will not give you wisdom. James say ask for it. He will not give you help. He says ask for it. God will let you die right in hell if you do not ask. Jesus said if you want the Holy Ghost, he says ask. You got to know how to ask. He won't even give you his spirit if you don't ask the right way. But he is begging you to ask. He just saying all you got to do is ask me. When you're rearing children, I'll leave with this. You know what you do? You teach them. They come grab and say, no, baby, don't do that. Say, ask me for it. Ask me for a piece of my chicken. And they look at you. If you don't ask, don't touch my chicken, I'm going to whoop you. And he goes, may I have a piece of chicken, Grandpa? Yes, you may. Sit down, and I will put it on your plate. Now, your wife may be able to get away with that, walk by and grab a leg. Yeah, but that's your wife. That's a whole other world. We trying to teach, because somebody else that's not your wife may grab you. You know, say, hey, man, what are you doing? You can't take from God what he won't give you. John told us it has to be given. Whatever you need, come now with the devil. We stand, sing Heaven's invitation.
There's a fountain free, 'tis for you and me. Let us haste, oh haste, to its free.